We have to understand the impact to the environment. And one of the key things here is to evaluate the risks up front and see what can be done to avoid damaging the environment before you put a shovel in the ground. We've been working very closely with the World Wildlife Fund on the development of a standards for infrastructure, for instance. But one way to sell this to investors is to point out to them that the cost of remediation, that is, if they do it wrong and they create a lot of damage, their financial liability can be very substantial and can destroy the profitability of a project. Assessing the role of stakeholders. From the first time I had the privilege to travel through the Arctic, the thing that stood out to me was the need to build alongside and with the indigenous peoples in these various regions. We cannot build in the Arctic or invest in the Arctic unless we bring the indigenous communities of the Arctic along and that we do what's in their best interest. Finally, good governance. And this is very interesting because when investors talk about ESG, they often get focused on environment, they often get focused on social issues, but very little work goes into governance. And so we think that it's really important that not only do we make sure that the investment is done correctly, but that over the life of its operation or its existence, that there is good governance from the people who are basically the stewards of these assets in the community.